Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Watchers Network. I'm your host, the Light Excited Eddie B. Joining me is the one, the only Busman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. Hello, good sir.
Hello, Edward. We're doing this at a normal human being awake time right now.
Yes. We're kind of doing our E3 kind of like recorded episode where we had like 45, 50 minutes and we got everything. It was just we could still talk, but you had to work and I had to go to work and stuff. That was a great episode.
Yeah, that was a crazy episode. But yeah, people listening won't know, but we're probably going to record this in two parts because I'm working from home today, but my quote unquote work is done until after other things happen today. So I thought we would just jump in here and do this, and who knows what's going to happen. We'll see.
And I am waiting for my car to hear about this at the time, and plus I'm off of work. I had 3 days off after working a 6-day work week. And plus, because of the holidays with my job, I have to work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, so I could get New Year's Day off and everything. So my schedule is kind of wacky at this time, but it's understandable why it is. So, yeah. But since me and Corey are able to record early and kind of have more energy in this.
Let's not go that far.
Well, we're well rested. We had some good sleep. We actually had a really good conversation yesterday night after our bonus recording. It was a really, really good conversation. I'm just like, man, this is straight expression pass discussion, but I like when we have ideas like this and talk about what could be the possibility in the future of Nintendo and third party indies and stuff coming. It's always a great conversation to have with you about it. So, and by the way, everybody, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. If you watch this Thursday, I know this is the week of Christmas. I believe today is the last day for Hanukkah, so you guys could, hopefully you had a great Hanukkah celebration. I know Kwanzaa is starting at some time, but hopefully you guys are going to be having a great week. And then when it's Christmas time, if you're new to getting a Switch 2 or even a Switch, and getting a lot of games, there's so many deals on the eShop that you guys should check out. There's so many fantastic games on the Nintendo Switch 2, some great demos. So if you haven't played Final Fantasy 7 Integrate, I recommend playing that. I'll talk a little about that.
Yeah, I forgot that demo was out.
Yeah, and there's just a lot that's on the platform. And if you already on the Switch 1, don't forget you can play games on Switch 2. If you are an SO member with expansion pass, you would get GameCube games. And if you have the Legend of Zelda 1, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, you get that free upgrade if you have those games. If not, you can always go out and get the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 editions of those games and just truly enjoy them. Still top tier magnificent games. Still 10s to me for both games.
Yeah, I've been there's quite a few games I've been thinking about playing again, and obviously Breath of the Wild is one of them, and we talked a lot about Expedition 33 yesterday, right?
Yes.
And so those are two games I've been really wanting to play again. Of course, like if there was a Switch 2 version of Expedition 33, that would be nice, but
they're gonna have that. I mean, dude, that's extra coins in their pocket. So
yeah, we'll see. At some point they will, but
the Switch 2 version will probably make up their budget. I mean, they already made their budget back, but just like just selling it on Switch, I'm like, yeah, I got your money's worth. I got your budget back.
Yeah, I mean, they only, I think their budget was like 10 million, so they would only have to sell
Mm.
like 500,000 units to make that back,
Yeah.
which would probably be no problem on a Nintendo console. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, if they secretly dropped that game on Christmas Day, just straight tell nobody, I would be like, why is the eShop not working? What's going on?
Mhm.
Because I know my phone would probably go off from you, Corey. Be like, yeah, they should drop Expedition 33 on Switch 2 and the eShop is down. I'm like, oh, so everybody's gonna be buying it on their it's gonna be buying it on the Nintendo shop, Nintendo.com and getting
Mhm.
it there.
Yep.
Mm.
So
Or no, not even the Nintendo you no, because you can buy it through the Nintendo store on not Nintendo store, the app. You can buy games there. I forgot. That is right.
yeah, but oh well. Who's to say? Who really knows?
Yes. So, I only really got one snack Tendo for everybody. So snack Tendo. I had Wingstop and had some honey barbecue chicken and some lemon pepper chicken tenders. So and their fries. We got a Wingstop like probably about 10 minutes from my house. And so I decided to uh, oh, sorry about that, everybody. Just got a news notification that Sony intends to quietly agree confidential settlement as Horizon Zero Dawn clone game Light of Mortarium disappears from Steam and Epic Games Store. That
Shocking.
was reported by IGN. So yeah. Um, Yeah, but it was good. I had that for dinner yesterday, with honey mustard as my dipping sauce. Great lemon pepper. Really good chicken tenders too. I forgot what that Wingstop. Really makes some good chicken. I think they changed their business because Wingstop used to be like almost like a restaurant where you come in, order, you could sit down and stuff like that. Now it's kind of like in small little stores, so you could place an order online or go in, get your wings and then head out. Or I mean, they still got some seating areas, but they kind of reduced their space. um I don't know if you have one, Corey. I don't know if it's a Midwest kind of thing or worldwide, but I know it was really big in Wisconsin. um so Jesse might be able to speak more about that. But I'm like, it started popping up everywhere. And the funny thing is, our Wingstop has a spot like a few stores down, a few restaurant places down from Popeyes in
Mhm.
our area.
Yeah, there's quite a few around here. There was actually a thing going around because for those who don't know, Wingstop actually started as like a side thing inside Pizza Huts, right? And so
Oh, I didn't know that.
at least around here they did. And at
Oh,
one point they were talking about changing all the Pizza Huts into Wingstops that served pizza. Um, that was a conversation I remember going around for a while, but I don't know if it ever happened
wow.
or not. I don't think so because there's still Pizza Huts everywhere. But yeah,
Yeah.
there was talk about, because Wingstop is bigger than Pizza Hut at this point, at least
Mhm.
around here in terms of like popularity. And yeah, they were talking about like, oh, well, maybe we should just use the Wingstop name and have, them serve Pizza Hut pizza instead of the other way around.
Well, I remember at a point in time, I know around here, probably around you too, Corey, Pizza Hut started getting like big back again, like in the mid 2000s because they was at Target. So you would
Mhm.
have those little personal pan pizzas. So everybody would get like if you was in Target and
Oh, that's
shopping and you
interesting.
was hungry, um, you could go get a pizza, a small little 4 slice personal pan pizza from Target, and like get the breadsticks and the drink and stuff. Because I think at that time pizza was also renovating their business and stuff. So you still have the Pizza Hut restaurants by themselves, but here there was no wing stops connected to it or anything. They were literally just Wingstop, and there was that one Wingstop in Wisconsin in Kenosha, and that was it.
Mm.
And so that's why I'm shocked to hear that news, because it wasn't a popular thing. So I think, yeah, that's very very interesting.
Yeah, it was
Ne-
just I don't think it ever happened, but that was definitely a discussion that was happening
Mm.
at some point. There's something else I was going to say too, but now I forget. It was food related, but I kind of forget now. So whatever, it's not important. It's fine.
Hmm. Was it something like in your area
I don't remember.
related?
I I don't know. Let's move on
So
before I
yeah.
start looking more like an idiot.
I had some chicken lo mein and stuff. Like I kind of reserved because I at this point in time I don't have my car since it's in a shop. So there's not a lot of places I could go. There's stuff I could order, but just not a lot of places I could go. Um and everything. But yeah, it was really, really good. I may have to walk up because we do have a Jimmy John's, so I may have to travel a bit to go there and get a sub sandwich. We got food spots in my area, but they're like a 10-15 minute walk
Mhm.
for me. Half hour round trip, I should say, and walking distance. Good exercise for me though. Yeah, but yeah, everybody, that's pretty much for me for Nintendo. Corey, anything on your side or
I mean, not since yesterday when we recorded. I mean, I ate breakfast this morning. Does that count?
oh yeah, that
Uh,
counts.
so, um, yeah, I don't know. I eat the same thing for breakfast every morning, so it's not like a
The eggs and
yeah.
uh
And
stuff.
sorry, I'm like trying to check some message. I'm getting messages from work, so if I pick up my phone, I'm sorry, everybody. But I I I usually eat like 2 or 3 eggs in the morning, and
Mhm.
then what I'll do is, like, put them in flour wraps and then, like, essentially, like, fry them on the pan, like, the wraps, like, and make, like, a
Yeah,
little, taco quesadilla looking
yeah.
thing with the eggs in it. No, I don't have
Mm.
cheese in it or anything, I just like the way the flour wrap tastes when it's burnt, so, uh,
Uh,
I just kinda wrap it around and see what happens.
did you did you add cheese when we were in Boston the time that you came
Um,
last year when you with
some
Stephanie was eating them?
sometimes I think we did.
Sometimes, okay.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. That was a year and a half ago. I don't remember what happened last week, dude. So,
Oh,
uh,
uh, you live in the present and call it a day.
dude, PAX is only like less than 12 weeks away.
Yeah, and I haven't heard any response from him yet.
I haven't
So
either. I don't think we'll hear anything until after the holidays are over,
holidays, yeah.
or right after this recording, one or the two, right? Because I just said that, but um,
Because like once it gets like halfway to it, that's when we'll start getting like the invites from all the developers and publishers and stuff. Um, which I'm excited to see who's going to be there. I really want to go
yeah,
um, and see who's going to be there and stuff. So yeah.
yeah. I wonder what's gonna happen this year because obviously Nintendo just released their big new console this year, and so
Mhm.
I'm sure we'll have a direct before PAX, maybe even two if you include like a Pokemon direct or an indie showcase or something.
Yeah.
Uh, so I wonder. I bet they'll be there. Xbox's big anniversary is next year. I'm sure they'll be there this year.
Yeah.
Um, to show off Gears and Halo and Fable, hopefully, right? Because their developer direct is in January.
Yes.
So we'll see, I guess. There's a lot happening right now. Like the more you think about it, it's like, man, there's a lot happening. And then like you're looking at PlayStation and they have Wolverine and then what? What else? I mean, Soros.
Soros.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So who knows, man?
Yeah, because last year, or this year, I should say, this Specs East, um, no, and I believe I wrote a blog about this a bit, so you guys could check it out. Um, it was kind of sad knowing that a lot of developers couldn't make it because of political reasons and stuff. And I mean, the space was big enough to fit more developers there, but I'm just like, it feels a bit empty here. It
Yeah.
feels like it's spaced out because of all the developers who had to drop out and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's also expensive and I mean
Hmm.
PAX is becoming smaller and smaller anyway. Like, I mean it's not their fault or anything. It's just
Hmm.
what's everything that's going on and people are trying to save money and spend it on uh different things and not trying to, travel or anything. So it's there's just a lot going on, So
Yeah. So, um, but yeah, but Snack Tendo, yeah, that's all I ate. That's all Corey ate. Should we get into playing with Power Corey?
sure. We could
Okay.
we could do that, I guess.
Well, everybody, it's time for playing with power. I finished Final Fantasy VII Integrate demo. It takes you from the beginning of the game until like the first boss fight. The guard tank that you fight. Uh, and if you play Final Fantasy VII, it's kind of that intro. Because it introduced you to some of the gameplay, and switching characters and stances and stuff like that. Um, like I said, I beat it on PlayStation 4. So coming to this on Switch 2, I was having so much fun, dude. I was just like, yeah, this and it looks good. It really looks good. Um, I was just having a ball. I was just having a blast. Um, so it doesn't take you no further than that. Controls very well, feels fluid. It feels great with the Pro controller on playing this game. I was just like having so much fun with it. Um,
Nice.
yeah, there's not too much to report. If you do save your game and you buy it in full, that information carries over. So if you beat it, you'll start from like the first chapter of the game. Uh,
Interesting.
so yeah,
Cool.
so um, yeah, and your only other character is Barrett, so you don't get three characters. You only get two
Right.
uh, with it.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean that's probably fine, right? So
Mhm.
I mean it is a demo and it's going to be weird like playing that whole that whole sequence in like a 40-hour game and not just like the opening. I think it took me like 6 or 7 hours because I was just exploring and trying to take it all
Yeah.
in, but uh yeah, man, I don't know. It's going to be it's going to be fun, I think, trying to see this world in a different light.
Yeah, someone mentioned on Twitter slash X um that they were happy that Square Enix is doing this because they were just like, it feels like Nintendo and Square are like really, really back together, since the 16-bit days.
Mhm.
And I was just like, where Square and Nintendo's been back for a long time. I think once they returned to the DS or 3DS, once they returned to Nintendo during the handheld era, um, and they saw the benefits of that, they they knew that um they had to stay there. The Switch era was very profitable for for Square Enix, and Bravely Default did a lot for both Nintendo and Square Enix. Like Bravely Default kind of changed some of um, the battle systems for games for them, you know. Um, and then we got uh their small JRPGs during the Switch era and stuff. You know, when Square was losing a lot of money on some of their other games that was non Nintendo, um, it feels like the Nintendo games were making it up because of how many people were buying those games and loving them and
Mhm.
stuff. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't
so I did play Scourge Hive. I've been playing that. I did end up having a glitch where my so there's a percentage thing for your affection, and it goes up during time over time. And if you step in certain goo, it will raise up. You got to get to a save point in order for your affection to go down, or it will take your energy. Well, because it at one point it glitched itself and it wasn't raising up, it just stayed at one. I literally was just like going through most of the game that way. Be like, I'm going to take this uh and it has a rewind feature, so if anything happens, rewind it, fight again. So it just reset itself because I cut the game off and cut it back on and to see if it would fix itself. But playing that, having a little bit of fun, doing more Tomb Raider defensive edition, playing that, and Expedition 33. I've been making more progress. um right now I'm at Francois. I said Francisco with Corey. He had the right to get on me.
you're the worst.
Uh but I am making progress. We were kind of like discussing a little bit of where the game could be headed for me, because Corey knows, and he's doing his best not to say anything until I get to certain points, and then having that one-on-one discussion. So I am making my way through the game, everybody. Trust me,
He
I'm
says
making my
so.
way through the game. So, but it really is catching on. I still don't like the parrying system. I think the reason I like the parrying system. I wish the response and the input were better and registering better. And I don't know if it's the Xbox controller or if it's the game, but if
I
it
think it's
comes to
slow
Switch 2,
reflexes from an old man playing.
no, no, no. At the, at the I
Also,
picked another.
it's worth noting that every enemy has a different parry window. So
Yes, and I adjust to that, and so when I am parrying and stuff, and I hit the button at the right time, or even the dash button, it sometimes the input won't go through, and it won't result into them doing anything. And I'm like, I just press this button hard enough at the right time.
mhm.
And so, this shouldn't be like this way. There should be no lag or anything. The input should have registered. But that's a personal thing of me. I'll work through that and stuff with that game. But I am making progress. I am enjoying it. Like I am enjoying the character. I cannot wait to see more of this game. I I was telling Corey that I could see some Xenoblade Chronicles 3 kind of connections to this from a story point of view, not gameplay point of view or anything like that. But for anyone who has played both games, you can make some of the connections and the output of it with those games. So I won't speak more until I get further into the game. I think I still got probably a few more hours before Act One ends. I assume.
um, you only have one more area before Act One ends, I think. I'm trying to
Okay.
think of. Yeah, I think you only have one more area.
Yeah, because
Maybe
I gotta,
maybe two.
because I right now I gotta cross the sea to get to I think another island or something. So I
Hmm.
gotta try to meet the paintress. Um,
Right, but Act One ends before that. Way before
before
that.
that, okay. So I'm assuming there's a cut scene and then something else happens. I'm
Well,
assuming.
Act One ends and then you cross. I think. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think.
So
Yeah. Because of. Yeah,
okay.
try not
So
to spoil. I feel like
because
even 9 months later, it's just like one of those known things that you don't spoil for people now, right? Like almost like
Final Fantasy Sevens, like one certain section,
well, I mean
back in the
I feel like
90s.
that's been spoiled for everybody at this point, but
It
like I'm
it
saying like what can I compare it to that of now? Like I guess like Souls games, people like to
uh,
like not spoil bosses, but even then it's like not from a story standpoint. I can't even think
mm,
about it right now, like what you can compare it to.
it it would be well. I kind of want to say it's something like Breath of the Wild in a sense that when certain things happen,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want to reveal it because it'll happen to everybody, and you want to reveal it, but you can't say nothing because not only at that time it was something new for the Zelda community and the Zelda games, there were so many experiences going on within that game that when you talked about it, if you was talking to another person who hasn't even did it yet, it would reveal and ruin something for them. So you want to wait till they get to certain points. Like if they mention this kind of puzzle from this kind of this area and stuff, and you did it, you both can talk about it. But if you did it and I didn't, it will ruin something. It will ruin something. So it's kind of that feeling that you want to say something, you want to discuss it, but you can't because that person's not at that point. And Breath of the Wild really was like that in
Hmm.
a sense, you know.
Yeah.
So I am gonna push through because I already know it'll be like, okay, Corey, how do we discuss this what I see for Act One? Because that's why I said like playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for people who know, man, it's the spoilers out there. You can watch the cutscene
I,
and everything
I'm gonna
out
go
there,
ahead and
but
say that like you're gonna retract that statement once you get a little bit further. That's I mean, yeah.
yeah. So but that's pretty much what I've been playing with Power. And Octopath Traveler also on Xbox I've been playing. And Octopath Traveler Zero on Switch 2 I've been playing. So like when I'm at work and stuff, I'll play that. And a little bit of Metro Prime 4 also. So kind of jumping around with games, but now like Expedition 33 is kind of the main game because I'm trying to get
Because it's
make my way through
awesome
that.
and you should already finish it.
With the difficulty I'm on, it's gonna take a while. So
Huh.
it's not like me blowing through that game.
You're playing it on Xbox, right?
I'm playing it on Xbox, yes.
Okay. I, I I mean it doesn't matter, I guess. I was just wondering. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
because you don't have a PlayStation 5 yet.
Yeah. I would have still played it on Xbox. I don't think I would have played it on PS5.
Oh, it's so
So
good. So good.
but yeah. Uh Corey, anything with you?
I mean, really only Hyrule Warriors, and I've been playing a little bit of franchise mode in Madden, just
Hmm.
because I don't know why, honestly, torturing myself. But I have this weird like when I'm watching football, I have this like want to play football,
Yeah.
and obviously like for many physical reasons, I can't do that anymore, and just time, but uh and also anyways, not important. So like I play Madden while I'm watching the Browns sometimes, and like it's just torture
Okay.
both ways.
Be before we continue to go, because Browns played the Bears and I
I know they
seen the
got smoked.
score.
I know they got smoked.
What was your emotions, your
I mean,
mind
it's the
frame?
story. It's just the story of the year. The Browns suck. And like they're what 3-11 now, and they're just it's just like they're hanging it up. They're planning their spring vacations already, and they're like what I mean. Like they're just done.
Mhm,
The only reasons to watch now are like okay, Miles Garrett is going to break the single season sack record, right? Which is exciting. He's only
that's
one.
good.
He's only one sack away from breaking the single season record. And there's 4 games left. So he's also the only player in NFL history to average 1 sack a game,
Mhm,
which is amazing. Usually it's like, oh, this person averages like, you know, 0.67 sacks, I think is or 0.8 sacks a game or whatever, right? Because like
mhm.
nobody ever gets a sack every single game, but he's gotten a sack every single game. But there have been games where I think he's had a 5 sack game, a 4 sack game, and like 2 or 3 sack games this year. Like it's crazy. He's on pace for like I don't know, like 28 sacks this season, and the record is 22 and a half. So,
Okay.
by the way, how do you get a half sack? Well, you get a sack with another player. So that's how they count half sacks, right? If 2 players tackle the quarterback at the same time
Oh,
or close to the same time.
those so some of those be scary because I'd be like, I'm like someone could get hit in the leg, and while you in the air, the other person could come and hit you in the chest, and it's just
I
like,
mean, there's a lot of scary things that happen in football. I've seen some of it. It's both scary and gross. So, uh, some of it even may or may not have happened to me, and they're just like, "You're fine," and they stick a big needle in your arm, and they're like, "You feel better, right?" And I say, "I don't feel anything." Good, get out there. That's a story for a different day, though.
I am like,
You ever had a
when my
cortisone shot, Ed?
I sell cortisone.
Not that cortisone.
Oh, didn't know.
Where the needle is like literally like this long.
Oh
It feels like it.
no.
Look, dude, it looks like it's cartoonishly long. Oh, because it's got to get deep into your muscles so it can like spread through your muscle,
Oh,
or like sometimes if you have like a fractured bone and they want you to play, like they have to get
yeah.
out into the bone essentially.
Oh.
Oh, it's painful for about 10 seconds and then you don't feel anything. Oh, I don't miss that, let me tell you.
That's a story for another time.
Oh, man, dude,
But
sometimes I like I wake up and I'm like, why does my body hurt so bad? And then like I remember all the things I went through playing sports, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why.
uh,
So I'm just
like,
lucky I never had like a major injury, at least on paper, right? Like,
yeah,
uh, so or like a
I'm good.
major concussion or anything. Although I've never been tested, I never went through concussion protocols or anything. So I probably
Yeah,
had quite a few actually. Probably why my
I'm good
brain
with.
doesn't work now. But
Oh, I'm good with volleyball and choir in high school, and then after that, hug it up.
yeah, it's
Well, besides choreography class or dance class, I should say.
yeah, it's fun, I guess. Anyways, yeah, I've been playing Madden, and it's let me tell you,
It's Madden.
it's interesting for sure. So, but I mean, it's still fun, right? I mean, it's
Mm,
the Browns again. They still suck, but I don't know what you're supposed to do about that, except for just make sure you just play better at this point.
I mean, to be honest with you, that's pretty the truth.
Yeah. How do we get on
That's
this?
the truth.
Oh, right. Because I was talking. You asked me about the Bears Browns game, and I was just saying
Yeah.
that like there's really only two things to watch at this point, which is Myles Garrett, and then to see if Shedeur Sanders is going to be your at least quarterback next year, to get him, reps out there. I don't know. He shows signs of being really good, and then there's mistakes where you're like, "What are you doing?" I think my daughter, who knows nothing about football, could have told you not to throw that ball, but
Wow.
I don't know. It's just a bunch of different things going on. I guess it's fine.
It's kind of funny because when I seen the score, I was just like, "Do I talk to Corey about this?" Or
I mean, I just don't expect the Browns to win ever again, honestly. And we play the Bills this week, so definitely not winning. We're playing at home though, which is something.
I wonder how packed your stadium gets.
Well, during at the beginning of the season, it's sold out. At this point, when we're bad, you can buy tickets for like $5, $6, $7 a piece.
Wait, what?
Yeah, nobody wants to sit in like the cold to watch a bad football team, especially when the home experience is so much better. You get the hardcore tailgaters, you get the Browns backers, you get the dog pound, and then the people in the luxury boxes, and then the people who have to sit up in the higher, like the nosebleed sections, don't want to sit up there. So, yeah.
But $6, $7, that's cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
that's
bad.
like that's like a 80% reduction on tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm aware.
Would you ever buy a ticket like that to go see them?
No, it's cold.
Oh.
Plus at home I can I can be warm and eat snacks that don't cost $8,000, and
yeah, they would make their money back in concession food.
Yeah. So,
and probably merch, I'm assuming.
I mean, look, there's always next year. That's the Browns' famous saying. It's like the draft rolls around, we get excited. And then training camp starts, we get excited, and then by mid-October, we're disappointed. And then all we do is complain that we're Browns fans, and then the cycle starts over.
Continue to be Browns fans. Because I remember a couple of years ago, and everybody will move on and get on back to games and stuff. That like the Browns were on fire.
Yeah, and then they our quarterback got hurt, and then we traded for a terrible one, and now we're bad again. So,
because was it that year y'all went to the Super Bowl?
No, we've never been to a Super Bowl.
I thought it was.
No,
or was you guys?
We made the playoffs, and we beat the Steelers in the first round. That was our big claim to fame in 2020, the COVID year.
Okay, because y'all had an amazing record. Y'all was killing it.
I mean, it wasn't amazing. We were like 10-7, I think.
But shoot, that's still good compared to what you got now.
Yeah, but I would take 7 wins at this point, which we can't do this year, even if we won out, because there's only 3 games left. I just realized. Man, I would take one more win this year if we could pull one out, but I don't know where that comes from. Cincinnati, I guess, the last game of the season, maybe. Only because we always play well against them for some reason.
The people in your own state.
Yeah, gosh.
Damn,
both teams need to fire, and both teams' owners need to sell the teams.
Oh, wow.
Gosh, the Haslams are bad. They're too invested in basketball right now because they just purchased another stake in the Milwaukee Bucks. So for basketball.
Ah.
I don't know, man. Whatever. It's not important, I guess. Anyways, so I've been playing that Hyrule Warriors, Cosmic Invasion a little bit more, and then I want to get to Metroid Prime, but I'm just having too much fun with Hyrule Warriors still because that update
Mhm.
came out yesterday. The 1.03 update came out yesterday,
Yeah.
and it added some new hard mode quests and like uh Phantom Ganon secret quests or whatever. So
Yeah.
uh, I wonder when this game is going to get DLC. I've been thinking about that a lot, actually.
I think sometime next year. I think probably I would say close to a 1 year anniversary kind of thing.
I mean, I don't know. I think it might come before that. I would hope so.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
think
We'll
it
see.
is.
Who's to say?
Yeah, Nintendo Koei Tecmo. I mean, and W Force, I believe. Yeah.
Hold on. My wife is home.
Uh, huh.
My wife said she's going to send me a bunch of videos. Also, I didn't tell her we were recording today. Oh, well.
Tell her hi for me.
Nah.
Oh, come on. So
Anyways, yeah, I guess I'll edit that part out, maybe. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm just having too much fun with Hyrule Warriors because, like, I want to get back to Donkey Kong,
mhm.
uh, Ninja Turtles, Splinter Fate just came out with the Switch 2 edition, which I hear is like phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the Metalhead DLC came out, so I ended up getting that yesterday because it's all on sale. For like $5, I did the upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2, and the Metalhead DLC was like
Well,
$5.50 or something.
that's not bad.
Um, yeah, man, there's just a lot of Nintendo stuff I would like to play. I just haven't gotten there yet. So,
Yeah, I still got some Switch games like still and wrapped up, and uh, I will say I have played Switch games on my Switch 2 due to virtual cards, but I haven't actually put any physical Switch games into my Switch 2 yet.
mhm.
So that's something I want to do because I got like Tetris. I still got Trails through Daybreak 2. Um, uh, that I got from at PAX West. I still need to start Damon X Machina too. It's still in the collector's box. So yeah, there's stuff I just need to take out and play. Some of my Black Friday stuff that I got, I still need to take out the plastic and play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, Switch 1 games usually run similarly or better. I haven't really
mhm.
encountered a Switch 1 game that hasn't run well on Switch 2, but it is noticeable that Nintendo does, like, they're like, "Oh, hey, there's a Switch 2 update for this," even if it's not like a paid one, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Compared to like some other ones, and it's like, "Oh,
Hmm.
this is very noticeable." Like, uh, maybe not something like, um, oh, geez, like, let's see, what am I like Ninja Turtles, right? Like, Shredder's Revenge doesn't have a Switch 2 version, but it still looks, you know, good and fine and whatever. But then you
Yeah.
play something like, I don't know, like Near, right? Near Automata, or something along those lines, and it's like, oh man, this is clearly a Switch 1 game. I mean, it runs at a better frame rate, but it still only runs at 720p, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and at like 30 frames, and like the textures are kind of muddy and pixelated and whatever, and it's like, oh, well, I don't expect that to get a Switch 2 edition, but
Nah, that whole team has moved on, and definitely with Platinum.
yeah. But
Um,
but like somebody like they can have somebody port that, right? Like
yeah,
I don't know.
because we actually didn't expect Near Automata to be on Switch. We thought it was like PlayStation, and then
We never got near
um,
Replicant though, which was weird.
I don't think that game sold a lot.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, because even Xbox didn't get it. So,
Xbox got it. I bought it there.
oh, they did.
Yeah, it didn't get a physical
Okay.
version, but it got it.
Ah,
I think PlayStation's the only one that got a physical release for that.
yeah, because I own it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We'll
So
see, I guess. But yeah, games. They're
yeah.
fun sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just. I think we're trying to get a lot. I will say I am proud of us, even the whole Boss Rush team, of really playing a lot of 2025 games and finishing some of those games. Um, it's still working on some of the backlog stuff, but I think like actually for a lot of people, for a lot this year, they said that they finished a lot of 2025 games, and that is good. Now, to let everybody know, I do not have a Spotify Wrap. I don't have a PlayStation Wrap. I am waiting for my Xbox and my Nintendo um stats. So they may change and jump up once they come out because of those two systems. I'm playing a lot of. Definitely with Switch 2, playing a lot of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
um,
I'm looking forward to next year. I'm looking at the Nintendo has like they published a thing that says coming in 2026
mhm.
thing on the Nintendo. It's like news.nintendo.com.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, there are some great games coming out next year. Like there's um, Final Fantasy 7, Dragon Quest 7. I mean, I don't really care about Mario Tennis, but I know people are excited for that. Yakuza, like 3 Resident Evil games, Monster Hunter Stories, 3, Double 007, Mario
Mhm.
Wonder is getting it. I keep forgetting that Mario Wonder is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Yeah.
The Yoshi
Because it's getting
game,
DLC.
Fire Emblem, Dusk Bloods, Orbitals, Indiana Jones, Pragmata. Like, there's a lot. Tales of Berseria, Professor Layton,
Mhm.
Elden Ring, that Adventures of Elliot game. So there's a lot coming out next year, man. I mean, that's like 15 games right there. That I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
So, video games, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you mentioned, the level 5 stuff that's got delayed and everything.
Mhm.
Supposed to be out this year. I mean next year. So I'm super super excited for it. So
Yeah, it should be interesting for sure. So, um, but yeah, that's kind of it, I guess.
yeah. I do not have anything to show everybody since I haven't like really made any purchases or anything. I probably won't have nothing to show until next year.
Oh,
Once I'm
excuses,
able to go to the store and order some things or buy some things. So for right
excuses.
now, I just don't have nothing besides my Pikachu Squishmallow still. Uh, that's it.
Hmm. I did get my Expedition 33 mirrored edition,
Yeah.
so that's cool. Um, yeah, I kind of want to open it, but I kind of don't. But I guess we'll find out. I mean, it's just it didn't come with the art book like I thought it was going to,
Mhm.
but that's okay. Um, so we'll see. Hopefully, there'll be a Switch version. Also, I'm still waiting on my Monolith edition that I ordered in like June.
Uh, well, I kind of do want to ask you, Corey, are you planning on doing the PlayStation version of Expedition 33? Like if you feel like you want to replay it, you'll play that version since it'll be like a new save, or do you think you'll go back to Xbox and
I don't
go for it?
I don't know yet. Like I'm partway through a New Game Plus on Xbox already, but
Okay.
I don't know. It's
Is
just
it
it's
just
gonna
something like kind of like a collector's edition, something just to have for you?
for this, yeah. I just
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know. I've been kind of floating the kind of physical edition thing again of like I don't know. I still want games that I really care about physically for these platforms, and
Hmm.
obviously Xbox isn't doing anything physical now, right? I mean, they're just the license on the disc and you still have to download the whole game essentially most of the time. But like, PlayStation is making a big deal of the games being on disc. So, and
Hmm.
obviously Nintendo, the key card situation is becoming an issue for people, but we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, like it's funny with the key card thing because people they know that they could get clicks and they could trigger people
Mhm.
on Twitter and make money off the triggering. Uh, And it's time for Femi News. Corey, take it away.
No. Okay.
What you mean
I
no?
don't know.
Come here.
So it's kind of a light news week with the Game Awards going on and it being the end of the year, but we're still here to talk about some news.
Yes.
Nintendo has won its $8.2 million Wiimote patent case. Nintendo and Big Ben, now known as NACOM, were involved in a legal dispute over alleged Wiimote patent infringement dating back to 2011. Big Ben was found guilty in October of 2011, but no damages were awarded at the time. However, because interest has since been added to the judgment, the prolonged delay could significantly increase the eventual payout. The ruling does give NACOM the opportunity to appeal, which currently pursuing. If the appeal is unsuccessful, Nintendo will receive the awarded amount. So cool. The Wiimotes. Still talking about those, huh?
That was so when we recorded uh our one of our episodes, Corey, actually our bonus episode, when we got done talking, uh and with the show over, they dropped that news. So it's just like I was like, oh wow. I'm like, wait a minute. Really a case for the Wii? It did not, it said 15 years later. I'm like, 15 years? I'm like, wow, that's
Well,
insane. Or close to 15
I
years.
think if you think about it too, right? Like obviously the Wii was huge, and then they were using the Wii remotes
Hmm.
for the Wii U, and this the fact that it's still going makes me wonder if they're going to add Wii to Virtual Console at some point soon. Maybe that's the next console they add is the Wii, and then they're going to resell you the Wii remotes.
I
uh,
mean,
so I don't know. That was my thought when I started reading this story. Right, is like,
mhm,
I mean, I understand Nintendo is always like going after people for patent infringements and stuff, but like
yeah,
this has been going on for almost 15 years at this point. Like at some point you got to think, well, we've spent more money on lawyers than we have on, you know, if we lose this case, the payouts or whatever they owe us, like
yeah.
is it even worth keep, going? But uh Mario Kart alone has paid for this court case, so I mean, whatever.
Mm. Yeah, because I think they're gonna appeal it because they're gonna argue that Nintendo said that they would lose money on the remotes and it would hurt them, and Namco or Narco or whatever, um
It's NACOM.
they Nacon Narco Nacon, they feel that they didn't lose any money from this. In fact, they even made money because of all the remotes. And then when they remade the remote and re-released it with the motion sensor, the motion controllers and stuff, um, that it never affected sales. So that's probably what they're gonna argue about. Or and they're gonna, and if they do have to pay, they're gonna try to get those damages down. Um,
Yeah.
you know, so if they go from, I feel like they're gonna go from 8 to 3 or 8 to 5 if they can. But Nintendo, um, one Nintendo. I really don't remember this case at all.
It's because it was 15 years ago. What else do you not? I mean, what do you remember from 15 years ago? I mean,
True.
I mean,
I was
no,
just in my
like
30s.
I know this case started.
Goodness, 2 years actually. No, we haven't met yet. It was
No, I was
about
I was
4 6 years.
24. It was 2011, so I was 24, 25, somewhere in there. 24 if it was October.
I was 31. And I think I was in my first no, I was in my second year of at Toys R Us.
Mm.
That's what I remember.
Rip Toys R Us.
Yeah. Yeah, because JCPenney outlet closed in 2009. And I when they closed a couple more months, I ended up working at Toys for Christmas and they kept me. Yes, then I kept just working at Toys since that year.
Well, could be worse.
True.
Yeah, so I mean, my thought is like the fact that they're still fighting this, right? I wonder if Wii is going to be on Virtual Console at some point in the near future.
I wouldn't pass it up.
Dude, they put the Virtual Boy on there. You think they're not going to put the Wii on there?
I mean, because the only consoles we have left is Wii and Wii U. We don't have 3DS and DS, but those could be coming along. Like they pretty much got like about 4 more hardware that they could put on the system.
Yeah, I think I think we're going to get DS and 3DS. I still think that second screen that they patented is coming at some point. I don't know how or when, but it's coming at some point. I think those generations are just too important to just leave on those consoles, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I truly feel that those are coming at some point.
Yeah. So
shoot,
I think this is maybe the cheapest that they been awarded. Because a lot of the other cases, like with with the
well, this is also like probably 2011 money, right? So I mean, that's still like a lot of money then. But yeah, I don't know, man. It just seems like don't mess with Nintendo. That seems to be the ongoing lesson here.
And people still will mess with them.
I know.
I think Nintendo probably. I think people own Nintendo. From all the court cases, I think they're probably in the millions, like 100 million or 50 million altogether.
I don't know, man.
Because some of the people who were selling like the games that they stole and the pirated games and stuff like that,
right?
Them folks owe them like a whole bunch of them must owe more money than than this settlement
Yeah.
or this payout.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, Nintendo, they know what they're doing. They know who to go after. um, it's don't mess with Nintendo. I mean, I feel like
No.
people have like an invincibility complex almost sometimes, and they're like, I'll just do what I want. They're never going to come after me, and then they end up coming after you, and you're like, but why? You know, it's like, well, you're breaking the law. Like
Right.
I don't know. I just keep coming back to the thing of you're not entitled to play everything, so you're not going to get to play everything, and that's okay.
Exactly.
So, oh man, good times, huh? Court
Right.
cases. All right, let's move on. Nintendo was the worst. Had their worst hardware sales in the U.S. since 1995.
Actually, go ahead and read it, and then I'll talk about it.
Oh. As we approach Christmas and other holidays this time of year, it has been reported that this November recorded the lowest hardware sales across the board, totaling just 1.6 million units. PS5 outsold the Switch 2 during that period, though that could change at any time if prices fluctuate. With this year's Black Friday failing to deliver strong results, it suggests that the gaming industry may be entering a major shift if rising costs continue to make gaming more expensive. So I'm of
So,
go ahead.
so to make things clear, November was the worst month of hardware
Yeah, all
to
hardware.
sell. All hardware. So it wasn't just Nintendo, PlayStation and Xbox, Steam Deck, everything was just low. It's been the lowest since 1995.
Yeah,
It just happened to be that PS5 outsold the Nintendo Switch 2. Switch 2 came in second, PlayStation 5 came in first.
and Xbox was outsold by a little Ouya camera wannabe thing.
Yeah. So, but Pokemon ZA was Nintendo's highest selling for the month.
Who's shocked? Anybody shocked by
So
that? Pokemon was the
you're
best selling game.
right. um so it's so I put this in this one this because we know that the prices are rising for consoles. And with the holidays coming and knowing that it was reported, I mean, they had some kind of good sales at places for Black Friday, but overall Black Friday didn't move the needle. So it's kind of been Black Friday's kind of been going downhill since a couple of years. This is the time that most systems and games really sell in November because of Black Friday. And that didn't happen this year. And I think because of the change of the economy, we don't know if Black Friday is gonna mean anything.
I mean, I would argue
To
Black Friday doesn't really mean anything anymore anyway, just based off you can buy things online all the time. There are sales
yeah,
all the time.
yes,
Between like Prime Day for Amazon and like everybody's equivalent of that, right? Like everybody tries to catch up with Amazon Prime Day and
mhm,
just no, there weren't any bundles this year really for Switch, right? I mean, the Pokemon and the Mario Kart bundles were out, right? But there was no like, like I feel like with the Mario Kart 8 bundle with the Switch 1, like you got Mario Kart for free, where these are just like, oh well,
right,
it's this price because the game is included, right? Type of
mhm,
thing. There wasn't a deal. There were great deals on games.
yes,
And also like look how far into the life cycle we are of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. Like
mhm,
most people probably already have one if they've wanted one, right? especially Xbox, right? It seems like Xbox sales
Yes.
are they're down 70% year over year, which it was already down like 40% the previous year. So like, um, and PlayStation 5, as popular as it is, it's hit its its trajectory is starting to slope down now in terms of sales because they've sold 80 million units. I mean, there's not very many people left you can sell to, essentially. uh I mean, I bet it hits like 110 115 million units before the life cycle's over. But there's talk about PS6 already, and you know the shift into the handheld market again is having people change their minds on which devices to buy. And
Hmm.
like a lot of kids these days want gaming PCs. Like my nephews want, I mean, my one nephew's really into Nintendo games. He wants to switch to, but like my other nephew is like hardcore into like PC stuff. He wants to build a PC, but doesn't really understand how money works, right? So, I mean, he's only
Yeah.
12, so I mean, rarely do people know how it works. But he wants to build a gaming PC. He uses Xbox Cloud Gaming on his Chromebook, which is how he plays, which is like a really strange way to play. He has an Xbox. He plays a lot of games on Xbox also, but like he prefers his PC setup, you know,
Yeah.
the asterisk PC setup that he has. Um, and kids grow up with Chromebooks and laptops. And my daughter is in first grade and she's had a Chromebook in school. She's been using a Chromebook since preschool. Like they grow up with PCs in their hands, right? And I think it's just part of the
Yeah.
tablet generation and the digital generation that it came after us, right? Because we are in that unique position of being that cross generation of before internet, after internet, right? We saw it all.
Yeah.
And I think that goes with games too, right? And so,
Hmm.
plus like the games kids are into play on everything these days anyway, right? Like Roblox and Fortnite and uh, you know, League of Legends and all these Dota, all these games that people and kids are into, right? Like they play on everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if you saw PlayStation's financials, what, 2 quarters ago, I guess it was, but it was the
I
first time.
think
It
we.
was the first time they
I
had
think.
more active users on PSN on PS5 than they did on PS4, and that was like 6 months
Yeah.
ago.
Oh wow.
So like but that's because Minecraft and Fortnite and Apex Legends, all these free to play games that the kids are into, and Roblox
Yeah.
are all on last gen consoles, and a lot of kids don't care about like frame rates and fidelity and stuff because it's a social aspect for them.
And I think that's what led to the discussion. Not discussion really. I think that's what changed people's minds for people to be like, oh, I guess Nintendo isn't a kid system because of all of these games being bought and uh being played and talked about. People realize that, oh, these are adults who are doing this. They were just like, when you speak to the kids and you talk about them, you see them, like you said, Roblox and Fortnite,
Yeah.
the free to play games, the mobile games and stuff. And I think people don't realize, because I get firsthand experience with stuff like this because of my job
Mhm.
and the gift cards that I sell for Roblox and the amounts that people are putting on them is
I know
crazy.
it's gross.
Yeah, some people be like, "Oh, here's $25. Here's $50," and I seen Roblox in motion and how people play, and I'm just like, I know I don't get it, and I know this is not my experience,
Mhm.
but y'all spending money on what? What are you coming away with that? So, um,
Yeah.
hearing this news and stuff, I'll just be like, I can understand why things are kind of down, because like if the access to a lot of free to play games that kids or young children are playing, they're exposed to this stuff, and those companies make their money off those gift cards
Mhm.
and stuff to buy. We can't gaming cannot evolve until um we get those same kind of players into other genres and playing those games and experience them, whether they're retro, whether they're games of the present. um we got to try to get them into more games,
Mhm.
because the more you get them into more genre of games, the more you're willing to see the sale numbers of video games go up. Because like once the adults and stuff, or retro gamers start going away, modern gamers start going away and moving from this industry, it's gonna hurt a lot of developers and
I mean,
publishers,
it already
and
is.
you're gonna
We're already
see.
seeing it. I mean, like you look at,
Mhm.
that's why PlayStation keeps chasing this live service initiative so much
And it's
because,
not
like,
working.
well, it's not working because I think they're. Let me back up a second. PlayStation is chasing the live service thing because I think, as a company, I think it's the right move. Like in a
Mhm.
way, I just think the way they're going about it is wrong. Right? They shouldn't be wasting first party talent on this. They should be going and seeking partner studios to create these for them, like they're doing with Bad Robot and Mike Booth for that Left 4 Dead style game that he's making.
Yeah.
Uh, I forget what it's called. Four Loop, I think is what it's called. Um, but like you shouldn't be wasting Blue Point's talent on a God of War live service game when they specialize in remakes.
Yeah.
It's like asking Nixus, a porting studio, to, hey, why don't you go make the next Infamous game?
The Last of
Like,
Us.
what are you doing? And so, like, when you look at their financials over the course of the PlayStation 5's life cycle, 60% of their revenue, PlayStation's revenue,
Mhm.
comes from 10 games. 60% of their revenue comes from 10 games. Do you know how many games are on PSN? Thousands.
Yeah.
10 games makes them 60% of their money. You know how many of them are free to play?
8 of
7
them
of them.
probably.
You know which games aren't free to play? Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, and Minecraft. Everything else is
Mhm.
free to play, right? Fortnite, Roblox, Apex, PUBG was on that list at one point, right? Like, these free to play games, man, they 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 are dominating because there's zero point of entry. They're very social friendly. And Roblox a little bit too friendly, if you know what I
So
mean. So
you and this is gonna be me, so I know I'll probably get, you know, opinions about this,
what?
comments
Ed
about
has an
this.
opinion.
I think free to play is not a good entry into gaming,
It's
because it really doesn't teach you any kind of skills.
Well, you know
I
what this
mean, you can.
is. You know what this whole thing is. And I was thinking about this a lot, like a month ago when we were talking
Mhm.
about PlayStation at one point. I almost brought it up then, but remember right before PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out, when everybody was afraid that mobile gaming was going to take over, and like
Yeah.
then you started seeing all this free to play stuff, and like it turns out nobody wants to play play games on a phone, really, right?
Yeah.
But like they just found out how to move that free to play model from phones to consoles, and we're seeing that on consoles and PC now, right? Is like, oh
Yeah.
well, Fortnite's free. You never have to put a penny into it. But if you want to play as Spider-Man or Wolverine or Batman or
Mhm.
Kim
And
Kardashian,
and
apparently, like,
PC allows you to mod and cheat in games.
well, yeah,
Um,
but
but
you're also
you know,
they're finding ways to combat that, right? I mean, that's why the
well,
Steam
yeah,
Deck can't play certain games, is because of the cheat engine stuff.
cheats. Yeah. So so when people have that entry of gaming, they don't learn skill. And what that teaches them is that losing and getting a game over means that their skills are weak, meaning that you are not a great gamer and never will be, because of all the losses and that you are applying, or this because your skills are not up to a certain level. That's what I feel like a lot of free to play games are teaching. Yeah, I could lose a lot of free to play games, but then let's play Tekken, or let's play a multiplayer, let's play Titanfall
Well,
or Halo
I
and
mean,
stuff.
well, Halo's free to play, dude, and Fortnite is free to play, and I mean
Well,
that's a
yeah,
very competent
yeah,
shooter. Fortnite's
yeah.
a really competent shooter. I know people like to hate on it and stuff, and from time to time I do too because it's funny.
Mhm.
But like, I mean, it's a really good game. Like, it's a really good game with really interesting mechanics in some aspects, right? And like,
But see, but they had to steal that idea from another game who was popular in order to become, and over time it became a better game. Because don't we
yeah, but
we
games
we
steal
we
stuff from other games all the time.
well, yeah, but you stole a whole genre of a game. You know, to become what you are, because like Fortnite was not your intended goal
No,
as a
it
game
was
when
a
you started.
survival game,
Right.
which apparently isn't even in the game anymore, I guess. But
Yeah, oh, they took that whole thing out once. Um, it became what it is, because we used to sell Fortnite for, I think it was was it PS3 or PS4? It may have been PS4.
it was PS4 and
Um,
Xbox One had physical copies.
has physical. So when it first came out, we were selling it and nobody was buying it, and then it just happened to sell. When they switched the genre, those versions of of that game was going like for like 600, 700
They
something
still
dollars,
are.
because it became collector items.
They still
Oh
are.
yeah,
Like, my nephew wants a physical copy of Fortnite because it's like cool to have one. Uh,
because it was purple in the background. I remember.
uh, yeah. So I mean, it's just we're just in this spot where
Hmm.
these games. I mean, Fortnite runs on a Switch One, right? Like, if
Yeah.
all your kid plays is Minecraft and Fortnite, are you really gonna upgrade to a Switch Two? No, like, you're not. And like, to me, like, the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck are just, to get the ones worth having is too expensive. You know, like, what are you gonna do with a Steam Deck that has a 64 gig drive in it? What are you gonna play? You know,
But
a
and
handful of
well,
indie
that
games. Like,
th- that depends on who you give it, and that's why I said, like, if we're thinking about just kids in general, and you put them on this like live service kind of thing, it's not worth of getting that, because they're not going to go, they don't want to go anywhere, because yeah, it is free to play, maybe, but it's not free to enjoy, in a sense, because if you want to have the best, there's stuff that you have to pay. If you have a character that you want, you have to pay for it. And it's not that the kid has to pay for it, the adult has to pay for it.
yeah,
Even with birthday money, you still got to take them to somewhere that sells that gift card. Then they got to go home, put it in, and buy that. That's a long version of a transaction for all that to happen. But like, this is what I'm witnessing at my job
yeah.
and
I mean, my
everything.
mom,
Now,
my mom called me yesterday because one of the families she works for, um,
hmm
she cleans houses and stuff for a living, and so she was asking me. She's like, she called me yesterday. She's like, "Is Fortnite Xbox? This kid plays a lot of Fortnite." I was like, "Fortnite's on everything." She's like, "What do you mean everything?" I'm like, "It's literally on every little electronic device you can think of."
hmm
Oh, well, I don't know what he has. I'm like, "Well, you should probably ask before you buy that." you know? And I'm like, you could buy just the generic Fortnite V-Buck cards, but it was really strange having that conversation with my mom. But it's like, it's it's turning into, every I mean, you think about all the accounts we have, signed up for, right? Like, it's so ridiculous. The other day I was thinking about, because you have to link your Xbox account to all these accounts, and like, I was going through and like,
yeah.
well, I have a Steam account, I have an Epic Game Store account because I have Fortnite downloaded. I've never even been to the Epic store
Sorry.
online, right? Like I just have one because I've downloaded Fortnite. I was reminded when I downloaded Madden onto my Switch 2 that I have an EA account, Ubisoft
Same.
account, Capcom, the
Same.
Capcom account. You have to have one to play
Same.
Street Fighter Online, apparently, and Monster Hunter.
Yep.
It's like, oh my gosh, how many accounts do I have? And you start kind of sifting through
Uh,
a lot of the games that you
do
have online. So, like, I have a,
the Square Enix account I
yep, I
have.
have a Square Enix account. I have a
Um,
2K account because of NBA 2K, and
mhm.
and then
We
that,
both got Bungie accounts.
yeah,
Yeah, we both got Bungie accounts because of Destiny.
yeah.
Um, you know,
And Marathon, which, by the way, I don't know if you saw the recent footage of Marathon, but it looks pretty good. It's going to be $40,
I,
which is exactly what I thought it was going to be.
I haven't seen the new. It's a trailer, right?
It's
It's a
a
new one,
whole
right?
Vidoc. It's a whole like 15 or 20-minute video.
Oh, see, okay, so then I need to check it out because yeah, I heard good things. I heard the price point March 26th, I
Yeah,
think is the release date.
yeah,
Um, so it looks like it from the positive feedback that I've been seeing a lot of people give it. It looks like Bungie's on the right track, and Marathon could be a game possible.
yeah. I think
Don't know.
I mean, not to get on a Bungie rant or anything, but I
Mhm.
really feel like they benefited from Arc Raiders coming out first because they saw because a lot of the features that Arc Raiders has that people love, like
Mhm.
the what do you call it, the proximity chat, right, where you can hear
Yeah.
other players that are close to you. They didn't have that, and that's one of the best things about Arc Raiders is the proximity chat. um they didn't have solo queues. Well, now they do. They're they have a roadmap for the next year in terms of maps and
Yeah.
additions to the game, where like previously we didn't, all we knew was that they were going to add 2 maps after launch, and that was it, right? So now they have this
Mhm.
massive roadmap, and it's like what they just showed us for Marathon is what Destiny players have been asking for like 5 years.
But okay, so how many? I wonder because I don't know how many maps are in Arc Raiders or anything, and I don't know how many maps are going to
They're adding
be in
another one
Marathon.
apparently like this week. I don't know. I'm interested in Arc Raiders. I just
But do they have? Did they? Is it like 2 maps now, or
I
just
think
one
it's
map
3
still? 3. Okay,
with
because
2 on the way apparently.
you want to know what I find funny about this map situation? You remember how people clown Nintendo with Splatoon because they only had a set, like I think when it started out it was like only 2 maps, and then they was adding more, and
Oh,
people were
well,
clowning
no, I
Nintendo
think people were
about
mad at
this.
Splatoon because you couldn't pick which map you wanted because they were
Mhm.
rotating them in and out, right?
Rotated, yeah. But it's like that idea of bringing in more maps for free, bit by bit, is now something that's just acceptable
Well, it's
nowadays.
because you don't
In
have
a
to pay
sense.
for the maps now, you pay for the skins, right? And you pay for the
Mhm.
battle passes, right? I mean, because Marathon and Arc Raiders both have their versions of the battle pass. So again, they're still getting you, but like I expected it from Marathon because Destiny always has them, right? So
Mhm.
but it just
And
goes to
because
show you.
Destiny had a bunch of expansions and stuff to expand the game, that expansion included a lot, but that was what we've seen as DLC for a lot of games,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, remember when Gears 4, I guess it was coming out,
Mhm.
and they were
Yeah.
charging for the map pack, and people were like, "What are you doing?" And then they changed it to where like, "Oh, you can have the maps for free, but to make custom games with them, you have to buy them or something."
Yeah.
Like that was like that whole thing, and I don't know, just but I think it goes to show you that like people are still willing to pay for quality games. I mean, look at Helldivers. It
Yes.
was $40. It sold 15 million units. You know,
Mhm.
people are still willing to pay for quality and the battle pass, right? Like, but like, I think we're getting to the point where like $70 and $80 that sticker price, that sticker shock to be. I mean, I know games go on sale all the time, and like if you're a patient
Yeah.
gamer, you can actually game pretty cheap, right? Like,
Yes.
unless you're a Nintendo gamer, then you might get a $41 Mario game someday instead of a $60. But like, I think that sticker shock is what is driving people to these free to play games, you know? But if you have it appropriately priced, like $30 or $40, and Arc Raiders is $40, you know?
Mhm.
And like, it's
But
becoming one of the biggest games on the planet.
I kind of don't think it's the price point. I think it's the
I
kind of
totally
game
think
that
a lot of it for parents
I
is the price point. The parents that have to
I
pay, it is the price point.
if we're talking about for kids, yes. If we're talking for adults, no. Because my thing is that it doesn't price the price point thing doesn't make sense that okay, if I'm gonna spend $60 or $70, it gotta be for this style of genre. But I'm like, well, what happens when Grand Theft Auto 6 come out? Everybody, kids and adults, are going to be trying to pay that price point because they want that game, or I should
Well, it's
say,
because
kids are going to
that
get
game
their
has an
parents to
online
buy it.
component to it also, right? You can play that game.
I don't even think.
People are still
I don't even think. I don't even think it's the online component.
Oh my
I think
gosh,
it's
you are
because
so
of
out of the loop if you don't think it's the online component.
no, because I think I'm going by the history of Grand Theft Auto sales. You know, Grand Theft Auto like 3, Vice City. I mean, yeah, but outside of all that controversy and all of that nonsense, um, because of the name of the Grand Theft Auto series, and really because of 3, um, people were buying that game because of what they could do in it. And what they were doing, kids were telling their parents about the mature content. They were just like, Johnny is getting this game, so I wonder if I could get this game. His parents let him play it because of this, that, and the other
Yeah, but I feel like that's such a
for some reason.
old way of thinking of games
It's a
at this point,
yes,
you know?
yes, I do agree. But like, I don't think people were buying Grand Theft Auto like for the online
Not
component.
until 5, but 5 also came out 12 years ago.
Right, and then the online component for Grand Theft Auto 5 improved over time. You know, I think it was, Grand Theft Auto 5 was just this big open world game, and people and this may be my old logic philosophy, or logic I should say, that people wanted to see what can we do in this game cheat wise that's gonna make me and my friends laugh and stuff. Like, there was no intention of being that game. But then when people took Grand Theft Auto 5 and start playing it like a real world game, that's when it started being more interesting. And then when all the updates and all that stuff came in, people were taking Grand Theft Auto 5, definitely the PC community, they was taking it more as like
Or like
a
the role playing
gang game.
aspect.
Yeah, they were like really taking it serious and stuff. So with Grand Theft Auto 6, it's just like, will will that will that mentality still happen? You know, where kids who are underage and not be able to play it, would they even care to get Grand Theft Auto 6 because of all the roadblocks and Fortnite and all of that?
I think
Or
so because
will that old
my nephews have started talking about Grand Theft Auto 6. And they're not like super like they know games, but they're not like I was gonna say subscribe to Nintendo Power. Nobody does that anymore. But they're not like on websites all the time looking this stuff up, right? They're just kind of like, oh, my friends are talking about it, which again, it's kind of old school
Mhm.
and kind of how we used to talk about games, right? Where like, oh, we knew the one gamer, so we would always ask them what games were coming out, and that was usually me. Um,
and I think there are parents who, or I don't think a lot of young kids are educated gamers, meaning that they don't know what the game is about, what you're meant to actually doing it. I think like we've probably been talking about, Corey, is that, you know, because it's easier, it's free, or, it's whatever style of game it is. If they could get that mode for free or whatever, they'll play it. Like, because
Mhm.
even if your nephews got Grand Theft Auto 5 and parents don't care about the mature rated, they don't care all about that. Are they gonna take the time to experience the main campaign? Because, like, if you're talking about doing $60 or $70 just for a online mode, you know, you probably gonna get, I won't say you or anything. There's probably so much stuff in that game online that those who are new to it, or who are younger kids, are not going to understand, because it's a different play style of game, and you got to know probably the systems from the campaign to even get through the online game. You can't carry your gameplay style in Fortnite and be able to use that in on Grand Theft Auto.
Because the
I'm just
controls
making
suck in
an
the last Grand Theft
assumption.
Auto. No, but I do think though, yeah, there might be little gameplay tweaks and stuff, but like
Yeah.
most people know what a first person or third person shooter feel like, right? Like if you're playing, a lot of kids play Fortnite. Well, Grand Theft Auto is going to be an over the shoulder third person cover based shooter essentially, right? So like
Yeah.
you can apply, some buttons might be different, like, oh, well, I'm going from playing Destiny to playing Call of Duty, right? A lot of those buttons are
Yeah.
the same, but there are some that are different, and you can customize certain things how you want, right? But like a first person shooter is a first person shooter. You know that you're going to shoot the gun with the right trigger, and
Yeah.
aim down sights with the left, and throw a grenade, or use some sort of ability or something with one of the face buttons, and jump will be jump.
But
And
yeah, but in Grand Theft Auto Online, you're not gonna be able to you can't build anything, and you can't jump
well,
around anything.
I mean, the reason why Fortnite is popular, like got popular with older people now, is because there is a zero build mode, and it feels like a
Mhm.
competitive, well, like a fun competitive third person shooter without the
Yeah.
craziness going on. Because that's why people hated it at first, right? Like at least uh, you know the older generation is like, I can't build like a 6-story condominium in 5 seconds to hide myself, because
You can't hotkey it and stuff.
it's like, and these kids are building like full on neighborhoods in 30 seconds to
Yeah, because they got to stay to a hotkey. The
not,
PC community, I don't
well, not
really think
necessarily.
the
I mean, the
console
building
stuff.
buttons are on the face buttons for Xbox, and like that's that's it. People can
Mhm.
I mean, they're still doing stuff like that. It's just people, if it's like the people, if that's the only game you're playing, you're gonna be probably better than most people at it, right? So like you're gonna
Yeah.
learn how to do the things that you want to do with it. So
Mhm.
but with GTA, like that's like a game that people will upgrade to Xbox and PlayStation for that game. Like
Yeah.
that's not a there's no discussion to be had there, I think. But like, I mean,
But
it's like college football, right? Like when college football came
mhm.
back, that game was the best selling game of the year. The first 2 months that game was out, you saw console sales spike, like,
Oh, yeah.
like huge
Shout out to
spikes.
Austin. Shout out to Austin. Every time we talked about it, college football, he loved that game. He was just like, yeah, when it comes to football, I prefer this over Madden. And that's how a lot of people felt when NCAA football came back out.
Hmm.
Um, People were just like, this is what we needed.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't affect Madden sales or and the Madden players, but the people
I
who
mean, it
miss college
kind of did,
football,
because there wasn't another football option,
well, yeah.
and people would like, yeah, either you would pay for the Xbox 360 PS3 version of
Uh-huh.
NCAA 14, which was like really expensive for a long time. Or you
Yeah,
would play Madden, because that was the football game that was out, and so
yeah.
um, Yeah, I think college football. I think people really underestimated how popular college football is. Uh,
It they had time to develop that game. It didn't feel rushed from what a lot of people feel. They were just like, this is way different than Madden. I'm like, oh, of course there's more teams and stuff,
well,
but
they're
they was just
apparently
like they
moving
missed.
Madden to the college football engine next year. Apparently,
Ooh,
so like it'll
I didn't
have
know that.
different gameplay elements because like especially during the PS2, I remember the stuff they wanted to do to Madden the
Hmm.
the following year, right? So like would it would come to the NCAA game the year before
Yeah.
because they were trying to tweak it and test it out, and that was the way they would test out new mechanics and new like like oh well we offer new defensive features, so we're gonna put it in NCAA to make sure like it's tweaked correctly or whatever. And again, this
Okay.
was just PS2 stuff, and obviously the stuff can be patched in now and whatever. But like
Yeah.
I remember that specifically, like college football always played better
Was
than Madden because of the way they were like, and like I wonder if this is like, okay, yeah, you can patch features into Madden, but like
was
this
this?
is a way to build like they built NCAA from the ground up essentially, right? So like
Yeah.
they were able to build the football game they wanted because they don't have to put out they didn't have to put out a new game
To
every
put out.
9 months to
Was this during the NFL 2K series also, or just EA, just within EA themselves?
just within EA themselves.
EA itself.
Um,
Okay.
so like they built like retooled the engine that they used to accommodate this. They uh added some new features and everything, and like they're like, okay, cool, now we can move Madden to this. Uh because that's been the big thing with Madden since I would say midway through the 360 generation is like Madden has felt the same for 10 years because
Mhm.
developing video games has become harder and the development time has become, a lot the development time has become longer, but the NFL season starts at the same time every year. So like you have the thing with Madden is like you have 10 months to maybe add one or two features to the game that you really think the game needs, switch up the gameplay, switch up some of the things that you think aren't working, update the
Mhm.
rosters, scan in new players, that kind of thing. I
Yeah.
mean, that the development cycle for Madden on PS2 was like 8 months, right? And they do,
Yeah.
but also at the end of that life cycle, that's why Madden 2005 on felt the same. The last 4 or 5 years it was on PS2.
'Cause they didn't have no time to,
Well, they
like,
didn't have to. I mean, it's essentially what we make fun of FIFA for on the Switch, right? Is like it's the legacy
yeah.
version. I mean, that's what
Mhm.
Madden was on on PS2 after 2006, I would say, because like it felt the same, it looked the same. Oh, they swapped the menu and the soundtrack out and added new players, and it's literally the same game. So,
And then when,
but they were also focusing on like the 360 and PS3 versions, which were bad, right? At those first 2 years those games came out, they were bad, and I would argue
and I
most years
think
after too. But
I think that's why when NFL 2K came out on PlayStation 2 and GameCube and Xbox, I believe, but mostly like PlayStation 2, that everybody went that route.
because it was
I'm
$20,
excluding. Well, I was about to exclude the price point, but
but I
people
think that
who
was a
were paying
major reason. And then they found out that this is actually the better game.
yeah, and so when people moved over there and, because I think Visual Concepts was doing it, when people were getting that game through them, it was a whole different discussion between NFL,
Mhm.
with Madden
Yeah.
and stuff, and so, of course, Madden had of course, EA had to do what they did, to make sure that they exclusively had the NFL, games and stuff. It kind of felt like, well, we don't have to do much. We have a limited time for development. So we're just going to, tweak some things and put out the new version and everything. Where everybody was just like, okay, we understand you doing that. Then just put a update version on PSN and Xbox 360.
The
We
thing
could
is
we could update.
they make way too much money selling it. It's like Call of Duty, right? Like you could technically just
Mhm.
put a Call of Duty multiplayer client up there, which I guess is kind of what Warzone is, but like
Yeah.
you're going to skip out on $70+ every year times like 10 to 15 million, 20 million units sometimes. No,
Hmm.
that's
But but GameStop is just like that. That's why I said that GameStop became a junkyard for sports games because the new game would come out. It you would buy the game for, let's go with $50 for right now. I'm going to do PS2, Corey.
mm-hmm,
You would buy the game for $50 at GameStop or wherever. And then when the new version is coming out, people would trade in. You would see the used bin versions, all those trade in versions from last year's game. You probably would get, I would say, maybe $15, $10. And you would use that to help you get the new version, which would be, another $50
mm-hmm.
and stuff until and then you just recycle. But I'm just like, how many versions of sports games would you find in those bins?
A lot.
You will find like Madden. You'll find like Madden 2002 to like Madden
I mean,
2007.
remember when
I'm
they
like,
used
you
to
got
stick them?
5 years.
Remember when they used to stick them on the front desk with like the 99-cent sticker on them after a while? And there was like
Yes,
like 3 crates full of these old Maddens and stuff. Like,
and could never get rid of them.
yeah.
But that was
And now,
GameStop's
now people
business.
are looking for those old cases and stuff in those sports games. Like you can buy bundles of sports games just for the cases on eBay for like $10 and you get like,
Oh
you know
wow,
what I mean? Like, but like that's
yeah.
like the cheapest way to get new authentic cases.
Wasn't it one year that Madden was so bad that people went back to the last version?
I mean, that's yeah, I don't remember which.
Yeah, because they people had traded in. I don't know which version it was. It might have been 14 or 13, but one of the versions were so bad that they did not like until they
I
updated
think
that they went.
I think what it was. Well, I remember this happening. It might have happened more recently too, but like
Mhm.
I remember when Madden 06 came out on Xbox 360 specifically.
Yeah.
People hated it so much that they went out and bought the original Xbox version and the PS2 version
Okay.
because it was so bad. Because it was missing features, the gameplay sucked. It like even the original Xbox would run at a better resolution than the
Mhm.
360 version. So, um, yeah, uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, like Madden is just I don't know, man. I just remember like, man, those games used to get like 10 out of 10s every year from like Game Informer and stuff, and like, oh, look who's on the cover. Like it used to be such a big deal who was on the cover, and I couldn't even tell you who's on.
Yeah.
Like, I think Saquon Barkley is on the cover, but I only know that because on the loading screen, it's him, right? Like on the loading screen, you know. Uh, so like, and I remember like the one year, at least here, like, uh Peyton Hillis, who was the Browns running back in like
Uh-huh.
2009, 8, 7, somewhere in there. Must have been 2008. Anyway, somewhere in there. Like he was on the cover, and it was such a big deal around here, man, because like he was on the cover, and Madden sold out everywhere because Browns fans wanted it because a Browns player was finally on the cover of Madden. It
Cover.
was
Yeah.
insane. Browns fans are crazy, by the way. I know we talked about it earlier in the show. I think at
Mhm.
some maybe it was on
But
the.
but you will also realize that this is a collector's item because this represents our city with this player being in it. It represents us being on the cover
Yeah,
and
and then
everything.
like I remember the year that Brett Favre was on the cover in his Packers uniform, but
Yeah.
after the game was printed, he got traded to the Jets, and so like they put out a printable cover of him. It's the same. It's literally the same picture with a Jets jersey photoshopped onto him.
Oh
Like
wow.
and like anybody who knows Photoshop can totally tell that it's a Photoshop job, right?
For
Because
sure.
like the shadows are a
Yeah.
little bit off and the number is a little bit off, and I think they used the old logo for the Jets because I think the Jets also got like new helmets that year because of they were trying to make Brett Favre a thing in New York, so like everything was new. It was Man, Madden, what a time. And then like the Madden curse was like you never wanted your favorite player on the cover because of the Madden curse.
because they would get
They would
hurt.
always get hurt, and I mean it still happens. Saquon Barkley got hurt earlier this year. Wasn't for
Oh,
very long, but like he's definitely having like a last year he almost broke like the single season rushing record in terms of yards. And
mm.
this year he has like not even half the yards he had last year, and the season's almost over. And the Eagles are like a dumpster fire of what they were last year,
I
even though they
wonder.
won the Super Bowl.
I wonder would they Call of Duty one of their covers where it's a figure, but it's like in shadow with a little bit of
Well,
light.
they do that for like the reveal. They do that, dude.
Why not just keep it where
There's like a huge community that like gets really excited for the reveals of Madden covers and stuff. It's wild. Yeah,
really?
man, dude. Madden. You think Call of Duty's big? Madden. There used to be a Madden
Hmm.
show where people would compete in Madden and like play for money, and like the finalists would go like, man, when was this? It must have been like because it was sponsored by Xbox, so it must have been like 360 era.
I remember because they would do it during. I think it was a summer thing. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was like a E3 kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't E3; it was just its own show. It was on MTV, and like
Okay.
the finalists would go to Times Square and play their final match on the big screen in Times Square. And they did it for
Hmm.
like 3 or 4 seasons, I think. They did the Times Square thing, and then it obviously got expensive, and MTV
Yeah.
became what MTV is now. So
Mhm.
like, didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But man, what was it called? I think it was something because John Madden was infamously famous for being afraid to fly. So he would like the Madden bus became a thing. And so like they would ride the Madden bus to
Hmm.
pick up the competitors for that season. And then they would play Madden on the Madden bus, which was like a huge like dude, it's like an iconic thing, right?
Before we continue, I want to see a documentary about the Madden
There
series,
is one.
like from the 90s.
That
There is
yeah.
one?
When
No,
for the
just
25th anniversary they made one of Madden. The year that Adrian Peterson was on the cover, it was called Madden
uh,
25, but it was like 2016 or 2017 or something. Yeah, there's a
was it like
documentary. It's on the
was it
it's on the game, and it's on I think it's on YouTube now also.
probably on YouTube? Is it just about them making the game, or is
It's
it
a
like
whole
the
history.
history?
It's the whole history of Madden dating back to the 80s when they got the license, and showing John Madden
Mhm.
like here's our first iteration. And it started out as a PC game with like, it was like 7-on-7 at first, and John Madden was like really integral in getting them to move to the 11-on-11 stuff that we see now, and pushing the
Mhm.
NFL to get the teams and the players in the NFLPA into the game. Uh, and so like then there's that weird time where EA was publishing two football games because Joe Montana had his own football game, but it was published by EA.
Right.
Um,
Because I thought that Joe Montana at the time was supposed to be Madden, but it didn't work out. So they decided I mean EA still did Madden, but they did it in a different way. And Sega published Joe Montana.
no, EA
That's right.
published it for a while.
I thought it was Sega.
EA published the first Joe Montana football, and they published Joe Montana 94, which was the version that I
Okay.
had. And I think Sega published, I think somehow it transitioned into Quarterback Club, which is
Because
when Sega
Sega
started publishing Quarterback Club.
because at that time
Was it
I thought
Quarterback Club?
Sega because I thought Sega was doing a lot of publishing of a lot of third party games, like because Forgotten Worlds, which is a Capcom shoot 'em up game,
Definitely
and
a lot
Ghosts
of
and Goblins.
Japanese games Sega brought of America brought over to publish.
Yeah, so that's because I didn't see EA's logo on it, but when John Madden came out, and
It's
even
on the loading screen for Joe Montana football.
So I thought EA did the development and Sega did the publishing. That's interesting that they wouldn't show the EA logo on the John Madden box because it was the Sega Genesis at that time they had the black box,
Yeah, they did.
and I
They
think
did.
Madden.
They did. They didn't show it on the Joe Montana box. They had the Sega Sports.
That's
They had the
probably
Sega Sports logo, which was that like.
that's probably why I thought Sega published it because I think John Madden had I think half of it was white at the top, and then I think it was black at the
Well, a
bottom, and
lot
then
of
we
it.
have the EA
A
logo.
lot of it. I mean, the box was white. A lot of it was white, and then they had like the whole EA Sports thing, right? Where like
Hmm.
it was that weird like circle with like swooshes around it, and he was like popping out of it, and then the players started appearing on the box instead of John Madden.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean Madden's an important franchise.
yeah.
Whether people want to like talk about it or not, Madden is a really historically significant franchise, especially for like I would say all simulation sports games, because he really pushed it to be true to football, right? Like
We didn't
it wasn't
we
like another arcade something, right? Because like
arcade
his biggest
because
thing
we
with
I'm like
of what the basketball games, like Jordan versus
mhm.
Bird and some of these other ones, right? Where they were like, oh, it's 1-on-1 or 3v3. We can't have the whole team on here because of how limited
Well,
we are.
well, and because that when we think of sports games and football, Double Dribble on NES was Konami. Also, their hockey game. When we think of football, Tecmo Bowl is a big thing because
Mhm.
of NES. When we got to the 16-bit, NBA Jam was the basketball game, but that because it was very arcadey. When people wanted a real life simulation of to represent the NFL and NBA, EA had that. Bulls versus Blazers, um, John Madden, and then Triple Play,
Mm.
because like which was I love Triple
The
Play,
baseball game.
baseball Sega Genesis, but during that time you had RBI, but a lot of those baseball games had to change because you couldn't fight in them and everything. They took all the fighting stuff out of the baseball games and stuff. And baseball didn't get popular until the show actually came back. Like, cause once Triple Play went away, there was no baseball game really
Yeah.
until Triple Play came. I mean, not Triple Play until the show came.
Yeah.
Yeah, EA did Mutant League Football, but that was like Sega Genesis. That was their arcadey stuff.
Yeah.
So the history of sports games is really just fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, also
Um,
remember when PlayStation had their own sports publishing label too for a while, 989,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
which I think ended up becoming San Diego Studio, but
studios because they're the ones that did the show. They did what was their basketball game?
uh
Um,
I don't know, but it was during that time where like even remember when the original Xbox had their own sports games and
uh-huh.
everybody looked like they were like on steroids. It was like Blitz had a simulation mode. It was like, oh my gosh, what's happening here?
And yeah, and then they settled, and then Xbox settled on the Forza series. And now, when it comes to racing games, sports, Forza and
Well,
Gran Turismo,
EA
like
has
are
F1. I mean, that's like their big racing thing now is F1.
yeah. Was that used to be Codemasters?
Yeah,
Yeah,
not anymore.
I forgot EA.
Rip Codemasters. Anyways, how do we get on this topic?
Because of
Yeah,
the gaming genre things.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I got to say. I think it's because of the change of the industry and how November being the worst month for gaming hardware.
Mhm.
You know,
Yep.
it it's it it's probably gonna pick up once more games come out, and if there is a change and the pricing of chips, like if they go down and the economy gets a little bit better, I think gaming is going to get back what it's known for, with the sales of the hardware and software.
Yeah, I also wonder how many people are just like I said, already own hardware that they don't need to upgrade, or like, like one of the big conversation pieces right now is like, look how many people still play on PS4. How many people are going to upgrade from PS4 to PS6 when it comes out, right? And skip PlayStation
Mhm.
5 because they're just happy with their hardware, and, or people who just upgrade because their hardware is failing at some level, right? I mean, that's why I never, that's why when like my PlayStation 4 started biting the dust, like I never replaced it. I sold it, right? Because, well, one, I didn't play it, but I mean, that whole time I was at my old apartment, like I never hooked it up once. Remember that? uh, and like I was wait for the PlayStation 5 and something that's, but anyways,
Hey, don't forget, people. We had the stuff during the 16-bit days when Neo Geo was like the high price point,
yeah,
and they had to go down in price once the CD and stuff came out.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not just that. It was like, what was it? The 3DO cost like $700, so you could play what, Demolition Man?
And
Okay,
Street Fighter.
okay. Uh, anyways, let's move on here.
Yeah,
So a new game key card may be on the way. If a rumor is to be confirmed in the future, Nintendo may begin offering new game, not game key cards, sorry, game cards, like real cartridges. Maybe offering 16 gig and 32 gig game cards for Switch 2 titles. Uh, since the 64 gig card is currently the only available size, and is quite expensive for publishers to purchase, these cheaper alternatives will allow games to receive true physical releases rather than keycard options. Take it with a grain of salt, but it could mean that more indie and third-party Switch titles may arrive on Switch 2 as full cartridge releases instead of game keycards. I mean, they should be, right? Like, I think obviously once this technology gets cheaper, then the chips or the cartridges will be easier or cheaper to manufacture, and then
Mhm.
they could, make smaller sizes, which I almost think that smaller sizes would be cheaper to make anyway. But with how big games are these days, right? Like especially third party games, I wonder if they just thought, hey, we're just going to buy the biggest size to draw in third parties that, you know, can utilize it, and then we'll figure it out later.
Mhm.
Um, obviously there are some indie games that are on cart, like Ukulele or Ukulele or whatever they called it. Mina the Hollower will probably get a physical on cart, right? Those sorts of things. But like, I mean, we saw that even for major third party games, like these games can't even use the speed of the cartridge. So,
Yeah.
that was Ubisoft's thing, is like, look, we wanted to, but like, the way Star Wars needs to read write things, it needs the SSD, or the way that Assassin's Creed works, like, it needs to utilize other parts of the console, and so like the cartridge just isn't good enough. So
Yeah.
I have noticed moving games between the SSD I bought, or the micro SD card, and the SSD that's in the
Yeah.
console. Games do load faster off of the SSD than on the memory card. And I know that Digital Foundry has done like the side by side stuff of like, here's the SD, here's the SSD, here's the micro SD card, and then here's the cartridge for stuff like Mario Kart. And like Mario Kart loads significantly faster off of the SSD than the other two. So
Okay.
I don't know. I wonder, but also like we discussed this at one point too, is like, can the data live on the cartridge and then you install the game from the cartridge onto the console? right? And like then the way that games. Remember when Xbox 360 you could start installing games off of the disc,
Yeah.
and it used the hard drive. And PlayStation 4 required you to do that too.
Mm-hmm. That yeah, because a lot of games for just PlayStation and Xbox, they would just start installing
Mm-hmm.
and everything. There was no way that you could just press start
Mm-hmm.
and go
Yeah.
and stuff. And that's why a lot of those games were taking long. Even on PlayStation 3, like the installation of those games took longer,
Mm-hmm.
and you would still just be like, dude, Grand Theft Auto 5 on PlayStation 3 took me 8 hours to install,
Mm-hmm.
and it came with 2 discs.
Yeah. And I mean, PlayStation was notoriously slow at installing games. And then you had to have like you had to have that amount of hard drive space free because it had to like not only install it, but then it had to copy things, and like it needed that room because it literally put the game on the console twice to copy all the assets over, and then removed one of the copies of the game. So you always had to have like, oh, I have a terabyte hard drive, but not really, because I need 200 gigs to save space to install another game.
Okay.
That's like half the size.
Yeah. Dude, I remember Mass Effect Trilogy on PlayStation 3 took me a day and a half to install.
Jeez.
And I bought the digital version. This wasn't physical. This was straight up digital.
Yeah. Plus, like, PlayStation was also like, if you bought digital games, especially on PS3 and I guess PS4 too, but they were like infamously throttling download speeds because it cost them money, to run those servers and send it to you. So,
but hey, PSN during the PS3 and some of the PS4 days, those sales, they were really, really good.
Yeah, especially if you're a PlayStation Plus member, like you got that
The extra
extra
10%.
10%. I mean, like,
Yeah.
10% is a lot. It's $6 off of a $60 game, so you know what I mean. Like it's a lot. That adds up. So,
We even get into the 3DS days. The Thursday, Friday sales, and then the background sales for $2.99. Shoot, the theme sales, I should say.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let me get this Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds for $4.
Man,
It's Friday night.
why is Xbox the only one doing themes now, by the way?
I don't know.
Man, PlayStation themes were so cool. And now, like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. I just feel like they should be doing more interesting themes and everything. I think people like the customization of consoles and stuff. I think that's why a lot of people like the Steam Deck too, by the way, is because you can like have weird themes and like even load screens, like when you turn the console on.
Yeah.
So, good times, huh?
We will see in the future.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's kind of it, Ed. I mean, Packwatch was really light this week. It's so hard to tell because there's no like major games coming out this week, but there are like, we couldn't tell if it was like AI slap or not. So we didn't write anything down. The N64 games, I think we did end up hitting on it last week, but in case we forgot, it was Tonic Trouble and Rayman 2.
Yeah.
So, and then there's something added to Nintendo Music today, actually, because I got a notification for it for some reason, even though I don't really listen to Nintendo Music. But
I listen to it from time to time.
I mean, I do, but I'm not like regularly listening to it. So like getting notifications from it is really weird. I gotta find it. Oh well, it's not that important. So, anyways, that's kind of it, Ed. I think we did what we came here to do.
Yeah, and everybody, that's kind of a wrap for 2025 for us recording wise. Like I
For this
said, we
show.
do yeah, for the
I'm
show.
sure you and I will
We do
record several other things in the near future,
yes.
but just because like we still got to do the Hyrule Warrior spoiler cast, which will probably be sometime towards either the end of the year or the beginning of next year.
Yeah.
I do want to do a spoiler cast for that. I do want to start doing more spoiler casts for, I know we've been talking about that for a while, but obviously like life gets in the way and got to get through the bossies too. So I'll be working on that this holiday season, which is a lot of the reason why, we're taking off, I think, is because we just don't have time to keep up on content and the bossies. But
yeah.
and then also like just life in general, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, Ed. I'm very excited for Nintendo in 2026. I think it's going to be great.
Yes, same here. And there's still some unexpectancy about a lot of stuff that could come to the system. We kind of discussed that
Yeah.
Before, but like, yeah.
I think every company should be putting everything on Switch 2 now. Like, I don't think there's really an excuse anymore at this point. I mean, unless it's like, I mean, I don't know. I know people are pointing at The Witcher 4 of like, that's never going to run on Switch 2, but I'm like, they got The Witcher 1 or Witcher 3 to run on
the regular Switch.
Yeah, on Switch 1. Like, you really don't think they can't put this thing on? Hey. They got Cyberpunk to run on it too. So like,
people feel like that's the best version now to play on.
Yeah, because it has all the content on the cart.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that's not on the cart is like whatever that 5th anniversary content update they did. But like, still, who cares? It's just like like costumes and skins and stuff, I think. So, but that's it, Ed. That's all we got.
All right, and everybody, that's gonna be it for this Nintendo Pow Block. Thank you, Corey, for a raw ride of this show, but like great conversations.
We got to figure out what we're doing for episode 500 also, because it's coming up in, gosh, probably around Summer Game Fest, honestly.
Ooh,
I think that's when it's happening. So
I'm definitely gonna have to take the day off for that one.
I mean, what we should do is somehow get together and do it in person. I think that's what we should do. And just make it like a week-long celebration or something, or however long.
I'll have enough time to take off for the vacation. And it's, buy me a train ticket, take the train out there, and this time have my phone ready. Be waiting for you this time. Yeah, because like like I said, from my house to, the train to Chicago is like only an hour, and then hop on. I think it's a 6:00 train, and then take the 6-hour train ride to Cleveland and go from there.
Yeah. So we'll figure it out. We'll have news about that sometime. This is what, 472. I mean, we're kicking off the year with 475, I think. So
yeah. With the game of the year, and then going on from there.
Yeah.
We got Xbox developer showcase or direct. And the reason I bring that up is because some of their games might get announced for Switch, since they said that any game that's coming to any console their logo is going to be in the show. And then we got the Nintendo Direct. I know by the time you guys see this, Tuesday will be the Yakuza Kiwami 3 Direct. So we'll probably cover that next year. Seeing as that game comes out next year. Of course, we're expecting another Nintendo Direct, and yeah, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Yep. It's
So
gonna be a busy year again.
no, no, if Nintendo announced something that's coming to Steam or Valve, I think we'll be like, Corey, I think I need to get you on the mic. Get Laron. We need to talk.
Yeah.
That would be a huge episode, dude, of Nintendo just like, yeah, we're putting some of our games on Valve.
Nintendo's never gonna do that, dude.
I know, but if they did,
I mean, I don't.
How quick would they break the internet with that news?
I don't know. I don't think, dude. I don't think they're going to. The only thing I could see them doing, honestly, is like some sort of, curated version of NSO. But even then, I don't even know.
Right.
So,
but that's another discussion for another day. Well, thank you for watching and or listening to this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. If you joined us, follow or subscribe to the channel you're watching if you haven't done so already. If you're watching later on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. With this on today's topics or a new idea we can discuss in a future episode. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, consider leaving us a 5-star rating and a nice review as it helps us with discoverability and reach. You can support Boss Rush on Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Network at a tier that's right for you. You give a follow for free and gain access to all of our base shows on one feed. Everybody, have a great holiday. Have a great Christmas, Kwanzaa. If you're celebrating this like today as the last day for Hanukkah, have a great Hanukkah. With that, everybody, we'll see you in 2026 here on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woo!
Bye. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Christian S. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.